Шановні друзі, триває 55-та доба.
Dear friends, the 55th day of the active phase of the Russian-Ukrainian war continues. The main news today is that the enemy has begun an active phase of the offensive in eastern Ukraine, in an attempt to surround our troops in the Izum area and in the south towards Volnovakha. To do this, he inflicts devastating blows like actions in the Kharkiv region or Hulaypole area and keeps trying to take the city of Mariupol, which, as we will note, he fails to accomplish. The enemy focuses his main efforts on advancing from the city of Izum and surrounding the cities of Rubizhne, Severodonetsk and Popasna, which he also fails to do. The enemy operates according to the classical scheme of military science. All these cowardly incursions that took place at the beginning of the war led to his losses and defeats near Kyiv, Sumy and Chernihiv, and now he is concentrating his efforts on carefully probing our defenses. And then, if he finds a weak spot, he will focus his efforts there. That's what they tried to do tonight, but they didn't succeed. All the attempts to advance failed, despite trying to inflict numerous artillery strikes on our defenders. The armed forces of Ukraine work skillfully. You must understand that the most capable group of the armed forces of Ukraine is focused on the Russian offensive. Russia's political leadership is driving its troops to their death to reach the administrative borders of Luhansk and Donetsk regions, and then to sell to Russian society this success in quotation marks as the main goal of the war. These efforts will fail. Our troops will not allow this to happen. The political leadership and senior military leadership skillfully manage the operation, monitor the situation, and take appropriate measures which can be traced according to official reports of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine and the General Staff. There is nothing to worry about. This is the second phase of the war. It will determine the third phase, which may unfold in three scenarios. The first scenario is that the Russians will try to stand still and spend all their operational reserves, and these are their last operational reserves, which are there now, to conduct tactical actions to maintain the territories. Second, they can leave our territories, and the third is that they can move back to peace talks. We will see, but the President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, reminded them that if they capture Mariupol, there may be no peace talks, quoting the president. Then our main course of action will be complete destruction of the enemy, relying on Western aid and the fact that the Russians get none of it. The total losses of the enemy today are approximately 21,000 personnel. Tanks 802 units, armored personnel vehicles 2,063 units, artillery systems 386 units, multiple launch rocket systems 132 units, anti-aircraft warfare systems 67 units, aircraft 169 units. That's almost 8 air regiments or 2 air armies. Helicopters 150 units, vehicles almost 1,500 units, boats and cutters 80 units. Fuel tanks 86 units, in fact much more, but this is something we can confirm. Unmanned aerial vehicles of operational tactical level 158 units, special equipment 27 units, and tactical missile launchers at least 4 units. To sum up, these losses overshadow the joint army of France, Germany and Britain, according to certain characteristics of military equipment, and in terms of numbers, many armies of European countries. So continue believing in the armed forces, in ourselves, in the highest military political leadership of the state. Everything will be Ukraine. Follow our next reports.
Все буде Україна.